Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutation you Akim out there that's been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. What we have here is a picture from Getty Images of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi being led captive by Esau, the so-called white man. And then you see a picture of a man laid out on the wayside for perhaps bucking up and rebelling against the captivity. And then you see Jake is in a low state right now, chains on their neck. You see, we look like a Edomite right there. Then you see another Jake laid on the side for perhaps rebellion or bucking up. And this is the atrocities that came upon us. Why? Because we are under the curses. And we sinned against the Lord Yahweh while Yahweh Shah. And that's why these calamities came upon us. But this devil's not going to escape. All the atrocities this devil committed against the sons of Israel, going back to the ancient Babylonians, when we was being led captive by the Babylonians, that devil was there. During the time of the Medo-Persian Empire, that devil Haman, he was there, conspiring against the Israelites. So these devils have a perpetual hatred for the sons of Israel. When I'm talking about these devils, I'm talking about the so-called white man, they have a perpetual hatred for the sons of Israel, man. If this is not hatred, what do you call this? If this is not hatred, what do you call this right here? This is pure hatred. I have a few scriptures. Abba Zayu Akim out there will be edified, so I'm going to get straight into it. Because these devils think that they're going to accomplish what they set forth to accomplish. They're going to get it off the ground, which they New World Order, but they're not going to enjoy their New World Order because they're going to be taken out of the power seat. When Yahweh Shah cracked them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. They're going to get it off the ground. They're going to get 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans to take that charagma, because that's your lot. You have been allotted to take that charagma. You have been allotted to take that charagma. Then you have the 1/3. A few may get martyred for not taking that charagma, but the rest of the 1/3 is not going to take that, and they're going to be delivered. Even those that be martyred by these devils for not taking that charagma, they're going to be delivered. Because the Lord has the power to raise a man back up. So we know this, man. This is Job chapter 20, verse I'm gonna start with 4. Knowest thou not this of old? It says, knowest thou not this of old? It's slacking. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphant of the wicked is short? Who's the wicked? Esau or Edom. Malachi, the 1st chapter, the 4th verse on down. Esau or Edom. Job 9:24. The earth was given to the hands of the wicked. These devils are in control of this earth. It says, the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. These devils are the wicked and they're hypocrites. Because they'll say one thing and do another. That's the nature of the devil. To deceive and to destroy and to plunder and to pillage and to kill. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, he's at the height of his empire. Now, the height of this devil's empire was in the 50s. Now in the circle in the drain. But the technology that they have. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, your satellites, you set up your space force to fight against Yahweh Shah and the angels, which you're going to lose miserably, pursuant to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, the 1st verse on down. You're going to lose miserably, but yet you're still going to try to fight the Heavenly Father and the angels, Yahweh Shah and the angels. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung, which they which have seen him shall say, where is he? Because once these devils get taken out of their rulership and chains slapped upon them, they're gonna be like they was like they never existed. So he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. You know, you wake up from having a bad dream, and you wake up, you're like, oh shit, it was just a dream. It was just a dream. Look at this right here, man. Let's look at this. A long line of so-called Negroes, which are the Israelites, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, being led captive. And then you got some Jakes that was so-called, that was housing niggas that was helping Esau. Look at this, Jake. Look at this. You're not going to pay for this? You think you're not going to pay for this? So you triumphing now, but you know that you're going down. Your time is short, man. Revelation 12:12. It says, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Thou also which saw him shall see him no more. Neither shall his place any more behold him. Neither though his slacky, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. Yeah, man. What you see going on right now with these Edomites. These Edomites, they all bent out of shape and messed up in half of what their forefathers done, and that's guilt. So they try to help Jake. But they ain't going to help your ass, man. That ain't going to help your ass. You going into slavery. And the scriptures to prove that. And we're going to get it. For all the violence you have done, you know, you're going to pay for all that violence you have done. Like I said, going back to the ancient Babylonians, us being captive by the ancient Babylonians, being led away captive by the Babylonians up until, you know, during the time of the Greek Empire, Haman and his conspiracy to destroy the Israelites during the time of the Medo-Persian Empire, 70 AD, the Renaissance. You have a lot to pay for, devil. And let me ask you, devils, one thing. Are you ready for slavery? Are you ready to have chains put on your neck, you red bastards? You shouldn't have never put your hands on the Lord's men, on the sons of Israel. You should have never have done that. And you did it viciously. You did Jake real vicious like. And you're going to pay for it. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 10. It says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. Thou shalt be cut off forever. You hear that, devil? Thou shalt be cut off forever. Cut off means eviscerated, becoming extinct. Thou shalt be cut off forever. We're going to come back to this right here. It says, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captives, his forces and foreigners entered to the gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, yea, even thou was one of them. Like during the time of the Babylonian captivity. Who was there on the wayside, help afflicting Jake? When Jake get away, Esau, was supposed to be our brother, was help killing them and bringing them back to the Babylonian forces. Who was the one that burned down the temple? It wasn't the Babylonians. Who was the one who put their hands on the substance of the Israelites? It was these Edomites, man. The so-called white man. They did that. It says, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of their distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou should not have looked on their affliction in the days of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. That's what these devils did, man. They laid hands on our substance. They spoiled us while we was being spoiled by the Babylonians. Esau, the so-called white man, was spoiling us. He burnt the temple down and took the goodly stuff out of the temple. It says, neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither should thou have delivered up those that did remain in the day of their distress. And you're going to pay for it, man. We're going to get back to this right, but I got a precept I'm going to get into. Because all this right here, this devil wife's done, he think he's going to escape, but he's not. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. And it reads, if any man have an ear, which is a spiritual ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Was not Jacob being led into captivity right here? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was being led into captivity right here by these devils. Look at this devil. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Let's see. Let's read it again. Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Who are the saints? Who are the saints? 148. Psalms 148 tells you who the saints of the Most High is. Let's get that real quick. Psalm chapter 148, verse 13. Let the praise of the name of the Lord, let them praise the name of the Lord, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord. The children of Israel are the saints. Because this devil, you got a lot to pay for. We're going to have fun putting a foot in your ass. This is because we're approaching that time now. We're approaching that time where you're going you're going down. It's all these nations are starting to buck up against you. All these nations don't have nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with your financial system. Nothing to do with your military. In fact, they forming their own military alliance. They forming their own economic alliance against you, devil. Because they tired of the fuckery and they tired of the trickery. They tired of your skullduggery. They tired of the lies, the deception. So now in these nations, they're coming up against you. Pursuant to Jeremiah 50:9, that assembly of great nations. This is because you will be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. You see what's going on, all these nations are coming up against you. This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse, let's start at 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. What's going to make the earth utterly broken down and clean dissolved? Thermonuclear destruction and concentrated fire from them chariots when Yahushua cracked them skies, bringing more death, more destruction, and deliverance to his elect, which are the 1/3 and 144,000. It says, back in Isaiah chapter 24, verse 19, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. What's going to make the earth move exceedingly? Thermonuclear destruction, whether it's from hypersonic missiles, supersonic missiles, Sarmat Satan 2, the Dongfang 17, which is a Chinese hypersonic missile with multiple warheads on it. It says that's going to make the earth move exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. What's going to make the earth reel to and fro like a drunkard? Them thermonuclear missiles, them ICBM hypersonic missiles. Concentrated fire from them chariots. When Yahushua cracked them skies, it says, the earth shall rule to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high. How the Lord's going to punish the hosts of the high ones? Talk about you Rockefeller, you Rothschilds, the Rockefeller, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Kennedys, on down, the Oppenheimers. How he's going to punish the hosts of the high ones? We're going to read. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered. You see this right here? You see what befell us, the sons of Israel? This is going to be you, international bankers, starting with the Rothschild. This is going to be you. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. And after many days they shall be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before the ancients gloriously. The moon and the sun represents Esau's knowledge and wisdom. That's gonna be put out, man. All that wisdom and knowledge you think you have, but you received on the left-hand side, it's not going to help you, man. You're going to be punished like this. You're going to be led away captive, pursuant to Isaiah 24, verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth, verse 22. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit and shut up, and in a prison, and after many days they shall be visited. You're going to be visited to do what? To start your first task of labor, hardcore, rigorous labor. Your first task is, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. The first task of you devils is this. This is Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 14. And they shall sever out men of continuing employment. Now, if you look at that word employment, it means slavery. Passing through the land to bury with the pastures those that remain upon the face of the earth. Because like it says in Jeremiah 25, verse 33, the slain of the Lord shall be from one end of the earth to the other. They're going to be like dung upon the earth, roughly paraphrased. So who's going to be the one burying them? We're not going to touch any unclean thing. That's going to be the task of you international bankers. That's your task. To bury the slain, to bury the dead. This is back in Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 14. And they shall, who's they? Started with Yahushua and the elect. They shall sever out men of continuing employment, slavery, passing through the land to bury with the pastures those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search. And the pastures that pass through the land, when any safe of man's bones, you have tasks for different ones, you international bankers. You gonna have men putting the we're gonna read it. And the pastures that pass through the land, when any seeth a man's bones, any of you international wretched bastards see a man's bones, then shall he set up a sign by it till the buriers have buried it in the land in the valley of Hamongog. So you can have certain international bankers putting signs by the bodies. Then you can have certain international bankers burying those bodies. That's going to be the first task of a long period of hardcore labor. Words can't express. It says, that's the point right there I want to get. Even though it's more whole chapter is bad, so I want to jump around and get certain points. because I don't want to make this lesson too long. You devils, and the reason why it's going to be 1,000 years of hardcore slavery for you devils, because you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay. Let's get one more. This came to my mind. This scripture, this precept came to my mind, so I might as well bring it out. This is let me see. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. Woe, which means destruction to thee that spoileth, and thou was not spoiled. That's Esau. He spoiled the sons of Israel. Now he's going around spoiling everybody throughout the four corners of the earth. Robbing. That word spoil mean rob. Pillaging. Taking that which is not theirs. Woe to thee that spoileth. Woe to you, Esau, that spoileth, and thou was not spoiled. It says, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. During the time of Haman. Was not that a treacherous conspiracy that this devil was trying to afflict upon the sons of Israel? And not only Haman, or the rest of these devils. Antiochus Epiphanes, or Antiochus, during the time of the Flavian dynasty, from 65 to 64 AD. From 65 to 74 AD, Salakian. During the time of the Flavian dynasty, Vespasian, Domitian, and Titus. Or Titus and Domitian, wherever you want to, it's the same three slimy red bastards. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and didst treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt not, I skipped the thing. When it says, when thou shalt cease to spoil, then it said, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. That's what's going to happen. All these nations are going to deal treacherously with you. And they're going to come up against you and burn you with fire. And we definitely going to do you dirty. We're going to do you devils real vicious like. Far worse than what you have done to us. But we're not going to buck break. We're not going to separate families because that's wicked. But we're going to do you dirty. You're going to pray for the high holy days to come. Look at this. That's how you devils are going to be. That's how you devils are going to be. See this? It says, another scripture I have that's came to mind just now. This is actually I got two in this right here. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. It says, For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. Who's the strangers? The Israelites that don't know they're Israelites, that scattered out the four corners of the earth. Those are the strangers. Those are the strangers. It's not talking about actual Gentiles. It's talking about the Israelite Gentiles that don't know they're Israelites. It says, back in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1, For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. That time is coming. That time is coming. And will set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and for handmaids. You devils are going into slavery. We're servants and handmaids. Slavery. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for service and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. That time is coming, and these devils know it too. These devils know it. And we're going to rule over your hardcore. Hardcore. With a hardcore, you're going to serve hardcore slavery. Put it that way. Put it that way, devils. This is Psalm chapter 149, verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. We're not singing aloud upon our beds now. Every time I hear that alarm clock, I want to break my phone. I'm not singing aloud upon my bed now. I'm in agony. This is talking about the kingdom. It says, let the saints, who are the saints? Psalms 148, verse 13. It says, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praise of Yahweh, while Yahweh shall be in their mouths, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. What's the judgment written? Slavery. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. And after 1,000 years, or whatever it be, 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, this is going to be the end result of you devils. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18. And it reads, devils, it says, but upon Mount Zion, we're going to start at 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions, their land. Your possession is your land. So we're gonna possess your land because you ain't gonna need it. It says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall be none of, and there shall be not, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it, and they shall, and they of the house of Slack, and they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau. They of the south is Judah, shall possess the mount of Esau, and they shall, and they of the plain of the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim. And that goes into it. Basically, that was it. I just want to make that point. Esau, you're going to be eviscerated. After 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, you're going to be eviscerated. Why? Because the Most High spoken of it. This is a prophecy, a future prophecy that's yet to come to pass. You understand, devils? You're going to pay for all the atrocities that you have committed against the sons of Israel. So get ready. So once again, Esau, I'm going to ask this question. Are you ready for slavery? Are you ready to get chains slapped upon you? Are you ready for this major ass whooping that's about to befall you? Get ready, because it's coming. Shalom.